Animani kaniche, animani kia, animani kia wakutane ho. Ni kani hai te ta wakino ni kaya ho, ta wakino manakaya ho. Animani kaniche, animani kia wakutane ho. Iwali ikshna atwa itma akwa ikala atwa e. Utakai I kana atwa I makachwa I kana a. Alama alawa I achkana ikanai. Ikana atwa e o ala. Alawa I achakai o matakawa e ilana makai I ochkana atwa. Ochkana atwa e I akla I ichkana atwa e. Ukta alawa ichkanai. O makshikahawa I ikana. Ila hai o kana mikalawa e ina. Utakahaki kalawa ichkana. Mikalawa a ikana. Utakaha ka ichkana I. Uwaktaka imala takawa I achkana atwa e. Ukamai oala awala ichkana. Ukalawa e ichkana. Takalawa ikana atwa e. Imoktakaha ikana. It's so interesting. I just got the message that with all the trees that are being cleared from the earth, we as humans can consciously anchor ourselves into the land, anchoring in the light and the wisdom of the all that is with our beings. So essentially the trees help to anchor in the light and radiate messages out through the roots and the mycelia that join the wood wide web, and as we know, that is being lost as trees are being cut down. And so they're saying that we can consciously make the choice to anchor in the light and the wisdom of the creator of all that is into Gaia, solidly rooted in, and offering to be that channel to be a support to Gaia in the time that it takes for us to restore the trees and bring the earth back to its original splendor, or a new splendor. So this is something that if you feel connected to this message, that you can consciously do. Okay. Ukana I malawa achwa ikana. Uwaktaka halawa I ichkana I. Utakaha ichkana a mikalawa e ichkana. Uwa maka ilawa achka I na atwa e in. Inawa atwa e ichkana I. O makla ichkana atwa e. Ukalawa a ikana a ilalawa e ichkana. And now they're letting us know that in this forest that I'm in, there is a lot of rock. I'm on Vancouver Island, so everything is on rock, it seems. And they're saying that the rocks, the boulders, are the history keepers. And as we walk through the forest or on the beach, wherever there are rocks, they are holding every word that we speak. They are recording the history of the spoken word of humanity. And so for us to know that every word we speak is not only being felt within our own bodies and impacting our own bodies, but it's also being felt and heard by all life. And I know that boulders, I've communicated with boulders before. I talk about that in my book, Conversations with a Tree. And it's a very different connection than from the trees. They are the history keepers. And the first time I connected with a huge granite boulder in Nova Scotia, it took me out into space when it was a meteor or an asteroid traveling through space, it showed me the history. That's somewhat what their role is here. And so to know that we can also choose what we speak to boulders to create a more benevolent history if we choose to do so. Ikala ichkana awa ikama atwa Iaknaha chka alawa Iaklaka kikshna Imaktiki ikwa atlawa Ikochika ilawa Hamaktika chika inawatnaha nawatna atwa Ikala ichkanai Okelawa ikana. And they're saying, does it not make sense that as I'm standing in this forest that they would bring through messages that are in relation to that, so that we can have more wisdom about the natural kingdom. It has great intelligence, and that's been very much overlooked for most in our society. And it's time for us to come back to that wisdom as part of our awakening, that we are connecting more fully with the earth once again. It is our nature. And studies have shown that people feel more their natural selves and less anxiety when they're in the forest or when they're in nature. And it's not just because of the trees and nature supporting us, but it's also because our true nature is more connected to the land. So when we're in cities and we're constantly bombarded by distractions, it really creates anxiety because it's pulling us away from our true nature of being more in stillness and more in harmony with the land. So I'm going to allow the ancient ones to come through now with whatever message they would like us to receive today. We're going to start with a little bit of light language again. Yakna I makai ich kana wa I na atwa ich kana atwa imaktaka I alawa achkani I akwa I ikta atwa I achkana alawa ich kana atwa ukta atwa I alawa ich kana atma I aktaka iklahu ika ich kana atwa u Iaka alawa iakna ichima atwa iaktaka I kakla achwa I And so it is, blessed beings of the earth, we come in this forest, we stand as the ancient ones. Behind every tree, we are there, lovingly supporting this time of evolution on the earth. And yet we say to you, beloveds, this time of great awakening can be very challenging for some, and so for many it is a time of great slumber. And it is time to come out of the slumber. It is time to step into your magnificence. It is time to remember who you have been in your many incarnations upon this planet. It is time to allow the wisdom that lies within you, within every heart, is all the wisdom of who you have been and why you have come here. And we say to you, dear ones, we understand that it can be a time of challenge. And the way through the challenge is in the challenge. We would invite you to change your words. We would invite this one to bring through a light language glyph She has brought through the glyph the evolution of time to help you change your relationship with time. And we are now suggesting the evolution of challenge so that you don't put this same mental concept onto what you call challenge, and instead you see it as an opportunity to move through everything that has been holding you back from your magnificence. Every challenge is an opportunity to see where the walls are, where the barriers are that have kept you from stepping into the fullness of your soul expression, that have kept you from being the great, magnificent, living fully alive on this earth. And so, when she brings through this symbol, and we will invite her to put it at the end of this video, we would invite you to copy this symbol and have it in your home, have it in your space, have it in your car, have it wherever you can think of, and draw it with your hand so that the essence of this symbol is resonating with you, so that you can walk through more easily through what you have called challenge. Surprise! Here I am home again. My video I was recording on my phone, and for some reason it stopped abruptly, and I didn't realize till I was finished that very passionate channeling. So I just want to explain a bit more what they were trying to help us understand about suffering, and I have brought through the symbol that they asked me to bring through, the evolution of suffering. It's called Omala, and I'll show you that at the end. So basically what they were saying about suffering and why they want us to have a different view of suffering is that things that come up in our lives that feel challenging, they're always there because it's an opportunity for us to see an old pattern and grow beyond it. So whenever there's anything that gets any kind of emotional charge, it's because there's a belief system underneath that emotional charge. And often those belief systems are limiting us in some way and holding us back, even if it means it's not a heart choice. And the more we grow and evolve, the more we begin to honor our heart and make the choices that truly come from our heart without fear, the more we're moving into our true purpose and our true manner of being in the world. And fear is a big piece, because often in order for us to follow our heart, we feel like we have to let go of something and feel like we're losing something often. So for example, if really following your heart was giving up your job, well, people immediately tend to be afraid that they won't find other work, they won't be supported financially. And so this piece about the suffering comes up to show us any patterns and beliefs that we may have that lead to that fear that we won't be provided for, or that the next best thing won't simply show up for us. And so suffering is actually, whatever it is that brings suffering in our life, is actually an opportunity for us to see the belief systems and programs that are still within us in relation to whatever that is. So if it's a sickness, there's information that talks about all the parts of the body and the emotional connection. Louise Hay, her book, Heal Your Life, I think it's called, explains that very clearly, and there's a lot of new material on that, I think, as well. And I have found it to be very valid and true. If I cut my thumb, I know I'm worrying. Every finger represents something, every body part represents something. And I've seen it also in the freedom release technique work that I do, that physical ailments show us what's going on emotionally. So whether it's a physical thing, whether it's your car breaking down, our cars really do hold our energy and represent us. So for example, if your brakes are going, where are you not slowing down? Where are you pushing your way through life and going so fast that there's no stillness and the inner you is nowhere to be found? everything on the outside is showing us something. And sometimes it can seem very difficult, like if someone gets injured in a car accident and it's a serious injury, it can seem very unfair almost to say, well, that's just showing them something that they want to grow through. But often people who have had severe accidents will tell you that it's the best thing that ever happened to them when they have the grace to open up and see what it was all about. It takes time. We have to move through the anger and all the other emotions that come up when something like that happens in our lives. And it's a proper thing to feel that and even to grieve sometimes. And yet on the other side of it, people often see that there was a gift in it. And that's what they're talking about, for us to have a new sense of looking at suffering, what we've called suffering, that it's really an opportunity for growth and change. And when we can live life without any fear of what's happening in any moment or in regard to any situation, then we know that we've cleared and we've freed up all the debris that gets created in our childhood, and some of it we bring in from past lives. When we find that inner stillness and we accept whatever comes in life and see it as an opportunity to really show us some new potential, or for us to discover what's still hidden inside that's wanting to be cleared, when we see it as an opportunity, then we stop resisting it so much, and then we can fully heal and really move forward into the life where we can live following our heart, because the fear dies away as we do the clearing work. So this is the symbol that came through Omala, the evolution of suffering. So you draw the top line, then the second line vertically or horizontally, and then the vertical line. I'm just trying to figure out which way the vertical line goes, because it's important to do it properly. The vertical line goes from the bottom to the top. So you draw the two horizontal lines, and then the vertical line goes bottom to top. And I brought this symbol through a while ago, so it's actually the day after when I'm recording the rest of this video. And I first saw it last night as I was going to sleep. And so when I actually drew it out here again this morning, I could actually feel it shifting something within me. Because I tell you that because it looks very simple, and it is. But these symbols, when they're put together and drawn with intention, they actually bring about change in our cellular structure. And if you're not super sensitive, you may not feel that. So I just share that I can actually feel that, so you know that the symbol is actually doing something. So I would invite you, as they said, to draw it, have it in your home, and just have it around so that you can have the energy of that working with you, so that you can really begin to see what we would have called suffering in the past as an opportunity. And I just want to mention my book, Conversations with a Tree, because I also brought that up in the video and was talking about connecting with rocks as well as trees. And I've also connected with the ocean and received a message from the ocean, because all of nature is alive. All of nature has wisdom within it. And this book, Conversations with a Tree, has powerful messages from two different trees. One of them even talks about quantum physics and the understanding that it's not a tree, its particles come together to represent tree, which in the big picture and the hologram, which is really the way it is. But I will leave it to you to check it out on Amazon. I'll put the link at the end. And thank you for being present, and I invite you to play with anchoring your energy into the earth as the trees do, to offer beautiful, loving support to Gaia. And also then you're anchoring yourself fully into Gaia so that you're receiving the benefit of that deep-rooted way of existing connected to the earth. Okay, beloveds, thank you so much for being present. We'll talk to you soon.